A tremendous pleasure to be speaking with you today.
Now back to the Dan Gemis Real Estate Show on AM800.
Okay, one more segment to go here. We're back with you tomorrow from noon to 1 here on AM800. I am Dan Gemis, and let's talk a delicious festival, Maple Syrup Festival. So much happening. Oh, before I do that, actually, let's give away the gift card. Sue, what do you say? We have the $50 gift card for the Richmond Popcorn Company, and Sue, you're going to press the magic button today. The winner is...
Here we go.
Here we go.
Mike Winans.
All right, Mike. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yes, $50 for the Richmond Popcorn Company. And producer Aaron will be in touch with some details on that, Mike. Congrats. Okay, so back to the Maple Syrup Festival. It's happening right now. And, you know, I was just there this morning, and I was saying hello to Kara, our rep from Richmond Popcorn Company, setting up there. And I ran into Kirsten Burns, who was working with Urca and setting up the festival. And I said, Kirsten, let's talk about the festival on the show today. And so she set me up with Danielle Stuebing, who's on the air with us. Danielle is the Director of Communications for Urca. Hey, Danielle, how are you?
I'm great, thanks, Dan. Here live at our Maple Market out at Holiday Beach Conservation Area at one of the sites of today's Maple Festival.
You know, it's so cool being out there, and what a great spot at Holiday Beach.
It's a perfect day.
It really is. This is our first year actually expanding out to the Holiday Beach as our second site. We've been hosting the Maple Syrup Festival at the John R. Park Homestead for, probably close to 30 years. And this year is Urca's 50th year of conservation. We thought, what better time than to expand it to a second site out at Holiday Beach Conservation Area and work with businesses along the loop to create a maple trail.
Fantastic. 50 years. That's amazing for Urca.
Well, thank you. Yes, it's certainly a very significant milestone of implementing conservation projects across Windsor-Essex, Peely Island.
I love it. So tell us about Maple Syrup Fest. What's going on? I know it was last weekend, this weekend, and next weekend.
Yeah, so we have 3 weekends, and like I said, we are at the 2 sites, both John R. Park Homestead and Holiday Beach Conservation Area. And we've got 3 different themes happening each weekend. This weekend is our Tasters Weekend, and so it gives people and guests the chance to try delicious, innovative maple syrup products, beyond pancakes, beyond what we traditionally associate maple syrup with. And at our Tasters tent here at Holiday Beach, of course, as you mentioned, Richmond Popcorn has maple popcorn, which was absolutely delicious. Iron Kettle is providing samples of maple fudge. The cheese bar is here, and they have some delicious maple-inspired cheese curds, as well as maple apple cream cheese crumble, which is just to die for. The King's Bake Shop from Kingsville is here with samples of their maple sticky bun. And, of course, our local maple syrup producer, Ruscum Maple, is actually providing some really neat samples of their darkest maple syrup. It's like the last batch of maple syrup to come out. The maple sap that comes from the trees at the end of every year is the darkest. And so it's almost like molasses. So just tons of incredible things for people to try. The lumber games are happening out here. There's a butter tart contest happening at the John R. Park Homestead. Horse and carriage rides. Just so many great things to experience.
There's a lot of drool in studio.
Yeah, have me at butter tart. Oh, my goodness, my favorite. Oh, yummy. And there's lots of other types of programming happening. Danielle, tell us about some of that stuff.
Yeah, so really looking between the 2 sites at the John R. Park Homestead site, of course, maple syrup is an indigenous innovation, and so demonstrating indigenous ways of maple syrup making, the pioneer methods of maple syrup making, and guests to the site actually get to try hands-on experiences where they can carry the yoke, they can carry the sap on a yoke over their shoulders, where they can see it evaporated over the open fire outdoors, and experience pioneer games, all sorts of wonderful things at the John R. Park Homestead. And then we encourage people to come down to the second site as well here at Holiday Beach Conservation Area, where we're demonstrating the modern science of maple. You can learn about how maple syrup is evaporated in more modern circumstances today. So really all kinds of things to do at both sites all weekend long.
I love it. Now, Kirsten was mentioning that there's a federal grant that was obtained for some of this programming as well.
Yes, we were so grateful to the Government of Canada to receive funding from the Tourism Relief Fund in order to expand the Maple Syrup Festival to both of these locations to have it for all 3 weekends, because it's not something we would normally be able to accomplish to span it over that length of time. And then also to, like I mentioned, engaging with wineries and businesses along the route. And each of those 10 businesses and wineries are having a special maple promotion this weekend. And so we'd encourage, as people are traveling between the two sites, to stop off and enjoy a meal or a snack or buy some baked goods. All kinds of wonderful things happening at both sites, and all the information can be found on our website.
I love it. Danielle, listen, thank you so much for coming out. I'm going to be back out there later today, and I'll come say hi. But great work to you and your whole team with this festival. It's going to be a fantastic weekend for it.
Well, thank you so much, Dan, and we hope to welcome people again next weekend. We spent both weekends of the March break, so there's activities, different experiences happening every weekend. Come on out today, tomorrow, and next weekend, and look forward to seeing you.
You got it. Thank you, Danielle. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Danielle Stuebing, Director of Communications for IRCA. So what a fantastic event.
And great timing.
Yes.
Thinking about March break. Yeah, it's great
That's
timing.
right. So pop out there, like she mentioned. There's lots of great vendors. Iron Kettles out there, as Danielle mentioned, with some amazing baked goods. King's Bake Shop with some gluten-free macaroons. They've got vegan cookie dough, some delicious-looking stuff. The cheese bars out there. And, of course, Kara from the Richmond Popcorn Company there with the launch of the maple flavor popcorn. And they've got all of our, but not all of them, some other flavors there from the popcorn shop on site at Maple Syrup Festival. So, yes, good job to the whole team over at IRCA for putting this on. I love Holiday Beach.
Oh, me too.
Favorite spots.
I get a pass every year.
Yes, I should also mention I love John R. Park too. It's, I didn't go as a kid. For whatever reason, our school didn't take us to John R. Park. But now the kids are in school.
Yes.
I've gone on the
so
school
many
trips
nice
with them.
activities for the family.
Great things happening
They
out
both
there.
are.
So there you go. That's the end of the show. Flew by, as always.
Yep.
Thank you all for joining us. We appreciate it. We're back tomorrow. And Joyce, you're joining me tomorrow.
I am.
So great
yes.
to have you with me then tomorrow as well. And thank you all for tuning in. If you have any questions about anything you hear on the show, just shoot me an email, dan@dangemis.com. And don't forget, if you are looking to make a move, give the Dan Gemis team a call. We're always happy to help 7 days a week, 519-566-5565, or find us on our website at dangemis.com. And don't forget, you can hear our podcasts everywhere you hear your podcast. Just search Dan Gemis Real Estate Show. And whether it's Apple or Spotify or wherever we're at, you can hear our show there as well. These weekend shows are on a couple days after into the week once Rob gets them on there. So there you go. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you all tomorrow from noon to 1 right here on AM 800.